Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to VRML. This is the final game of the preseason. 6 weeks, 150 something games probably, and this one gonna be a good one. I'm Palidore, joined by RealityCheckVR and SirDimwi on the cams, and here we go, rolling off into the first joust.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to see this match. First time both of these teams play. Yeah, we got
Immediately on that dive off the save, you see it was so coordinated. That was like very aesthetically pleasing. I just had to point that out.
very aesthetically pleasing, yes, to say the least. Atlas Megacorp versus Instinct. This is going to be an interesting game. I mean, you know a lot about each teams. What do you think we're going to be seeing a lot of here? Do you think they're going to be doing a lot of battling back and forth, or just taking their time? It does seem like they're doing that right now.
Yeah, taking their time at the moment, going for that nice goal, and Skyla working it in off the assist from B-Love for the first two. For these teams, yeah, right now it's Instinct with an 1190 MMR, a 4-5 record on the season. For Atlas Megacorp, they're sitting on 1200, so about 10 above, more or less, and a 5-6 win-loss record on the season. So indeed, on paper, it should be a good match. For the eye test, just from what I know from watching these teams, it should be a close match, and I'm looking forward to casting this one with you and just seeing how these two teams do.
All right, B-Love doing a nice clear right there. Looks like it could have almost been a shot on the goal, but unfortunate for him, it did not go in. But there we go, another shot right there in the 4 points ahead right there at the beginning of the match with less than 2 minutes already expired in the match.
That's right. So another score there from Skylove, just down below, dumping it in off a bit of a dunk-like attempt. And hello to the Twitch chat, by the way. We apologize for the bit of a delay. We thought we were going to have to leave that last match for ReeVspawn Mor-S'mores and get directly into this one, at a Superman's pace. But it turns out that wasn't the case. So thank you for waiting for us, but we're here now for our final match. And Zeus will go on the attack, and there is the bounce shot. So the first two now going over there to the blue side on Instinct.
Yeah, and great job by Zeus there for actually taking the time to notice that the defender was in position, but just about to stun him. So he got that off the backboard, which allowed him to get a nice clear shot, which was basically impossible to defend against from that position.
Yeah, especially once you do lure out the defense like that, and getting the momentum just completely dropped there, stopped on the QB as that stack attacks him. Spangladash will go for a pass just across, little bit astray, and now taken away maybe by Link One. He actually kind of mishandles the anchor just briefly enough. And now a huge pile up.
Yeah, we got everybody in one spot right now over there from Atlas Megacorp. Looks like they're just trying to get this disc as quick as possible. But even though they're on the offense, they're not really taking their chances right now. They don't have much for defense other than Ashpool back here.
Yeah, so Kavichi will get back here with Zeus on that approach. Side to side it'll go, but that third pass just a bit off, so another intercept here. A lot of clumping up I'm seeing at the moment from Atlas. They're kind of finding themselves all stacked up a lot, so even if they did get the disc in that situation, for instance, they don't have any passes, so might want to see some better spacing on their part there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's great to be together when you're on the defensive side, but especially when you start going offensive, you need to be split up to give yourself better opportunities.
Now, that was an almost goal off the back again, but just dinging off. So into the other side it'll go. Now you see that triple stack. This time maybe we'll buy them a goal. They don't need a pass. They just need to find that two-pointer, and they will for the 6th one over there for Atlas Megacorp.
Yeah, Instinct did not get lucky with that shot, just dinging off just that momentum, just swung the other direction so quickly, especially seeing Megacorp fly down there with those 3 different guys jumping off each other. Fantastic.
And now launching off on this one, Kavichi finding the pass over to the corner, sending another one through to Zeus. Zeus might have himself actually a one-on-one opportunity if he plays his cards right, and he will with the, well, might, because, Zeus.
He got that guy just in there. I was surprised it actually didn't get defended against. It seemed like the defender not only was paying attention to him, but even had his hands in the right spot. But as we all know, those discs are so hard to grab when they come in so fast like that.
Gotcha. A couple comments on Twitch about the bitrate. I'm not sure if we can adjust that midstream or not. Can we? But looks like maybe not the case. We apologize if there are quality issues there. Captain Canada saying it seems like it's about 2,500.
It depends on what the OBS is, but I think they did make an update where we can update the bitrate while you're streaming, but it just depends on the different update that you have for OBS. Hopefully we can get that to look better for you guys, but if not, it's definitely something that we'll continue to work on.
So going here to Kavichi, over to the side, back to the plays, and in it will be made. Kanamara, okay, the 6-point tie now. So just like that, it's right back to a match with halfway to go still in this first round.
Yeah, and going back and forth with just 2 points each time. It's really a close match right now. And yeah, I think Atlas Megacorp is just doing a great job with actually keeping the pressure on, but they didn't do a great job with defense right there when it comes to actually staying split up back in their own area.
Well, and when it comes to defense, it goes without saying. Kavichi, one of the best defenders in the goal in the game, a incredible goalie. He is giving him his compliments plenty throughout the season because he's come through with some just career highlight worthy plays practically early on here. But Link one off a nice slap shot from the corner will find that one, and it's 8-6.
Yeah, after Spankladash tried to do that reversal into the goal, it dinged off and came right back to him to haunt him for 2 points going the other direction there for Instinct.
Yeah, and okay, so chat, let us know. We did try and up the bit rate there. Let us know if that makes a difference. If he can, and looking for the shot if he can, but just off the mark again. So Skyla finds it just briefly for a second there and skying for it off the back pass, the back tap. It goes into the tunnel, and now once again to the other side. There's a speed at play. Will they find a shot on the way, though? That is a question. They got the collection, but now a pass right down the middle, right from the bottom, and now maybe backing it out. So maybe a wise play there. There was a lot of off-balance offense just as well as the defense. Now they want to find their patience.
Yeah, I do think B-Love made the right move right there by giving himself a little bit of time. Yeah, although the disc does look like to be going a little bit right now, I think he made the right move. And here they are still holding control, which is much, much better than if the disc is going the other direction. You'd always rather take your time and keep that disc in your possession. Oh,
so as we say that, but sometimes, yeah, it's really good to be able to take a breather. That's why those back passes are so beneficial. Sometimes, sometimes you don't think you need them or whatever, and you're just feeling like that's fine. We'll just play fast. We'll push the pace,
forwards, but no,
yeah. Like even sometimes if you're behind a little bit and you feel like, oh, we got to play this catch-up game and act fast. I mean, there's 10 minutes on the clock per round, and for a lot of these teams, sometimes just buying them even 10 seconds of where you can just calm it down and be like, okay, we're gonna relax. It's just enough to buy them the good offense, and just taking a no-look shot. It looked like it's kind of Mara. Either way, collected there, and now an open exposed goal being covered up by Skyla finally. And on the approach here, maybe one more pass will buy them a goal, and it will. Ooh. Not able to get the save, so in the way there for the 10 points to the 6.
Great job by Link 1. He was biding his time. You could tell he wanted to get that goal in there for waiting around, jumping around from the goal, and finally was able to put those 2 points in there.
It took them a little while, a little bit of collection and recollection, but they found it. And that's exactly what they needed there on the offensive end. So now it's just a question of what can Atlas do here on the offense. Down by 4 points, 1:45 to go. They got some time, but they need to find some just good offense here. And that one, so a deep pass, a tough catch, and that's not what they needed. But that shot maybe, but still saved out of there. And now cleared. Kanamara finding a deep shot, will bounce off the top, gets a nice leech, and some punches, though, will come in the bunches, and there's the goal, 13-6.
Wow, talk about time management. I mean, it is very sure, like you said before, to understand when you can take a break and when you can't take a break. And unfortunately, right now, with only 1:15 left to go, there is not much time to take a break for Atlas Megacorp. They need to get, 7 points and quick to be in this game.
Yeah, it will be a tough hill to climb. And, well, that one not going to help him out because that shot is going to be right there for the 10-point lead, and that will most definitely cap off this first round.
Yeah, that's right. And I think one thing that we can definitely see what's happening right here is just a matter of control. And like always, the best opportunities that you have, not missing them. And we've seen several different times where Atlas Megacorp got in the right position, but wasn't able to capitalize on it. So they're going to have to do a little bit better on getting the disc and actually making sure that they have the goalie open so that they can make those shots.
Absolutely. And again, to the Twitch chat there, just our apologies for any little, miscues here and there. Lots of games tonight. We wanted to do our best to cast all of them, so we were kind of doing rapid switching between me and Dimwi, and now going in for the goal is Spankla Dash. He'll dash on in for at least another consolation score for them in this round. But yeah, it's been a lot of a frantic switch to game, stream to stream. So our apologies.
I think that the games that have been going on tonight have just been really, really fun to watch overall. I mean, we did have kind of a blowout in that last game, but even so, we learned a lot because each team plays so differently. We get to see a lot of different techniques and different play styles. And one thing that I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing Atlas Megacorp not only stick together a lot, but they're doing a lot of these bunches, which gets them down the field a lot. Unfortunately, it's not putting them in the right position to actually score because when they're doing this, a lot of times being so hectic that Instinct is positioning themselves in such a way that they always have somebody on offense, somebody on defense, and they're a little bit more spread out, which is, being a huge benefit for them so far.
And I want to note too for Atlas actually, because they did play yesterday against the Mor-S'mores. We just saw them, moments ago. But Atlas did have a very similar, actually, a first round against Mor-S'mores last night. They started off really cold. They couldn't hit their shots really, and the passes weren't quite on point, things like that. And I mentioned in that first round after that game, like, this is not usually the Atlas we see. Maybe they just need some warm-up time. And then the second round came, the third round came, and they ended up winning that game with a differential 36-18 across the 3 rounds. So, the first round wasn't too close for Atlas in the last night, and the same case here. But I would not be surprised whatsoever to see them come back.
Yeah, and as we all know, the rounds are so important, especially when you can start off with a win. It really does help with the team motivation, but as we've seen tonight, it doesn't matter if you win that first round. You can still have the second and third round go in the other team's favor. So they're really going to have to be careful here with round number 2.
And now round number 2, as you mentioned, is underway. See if they can be more careful with their play. And that is Zeus right there for Instinct. And, well, right away there's a shot. 7 seconds on that one.
Yeah, he anchored himself and shot that so blindingly fast. 16 meters per second. Another fast throw. And yeah, it's impossible to stop those guys unless you're already standing in the goal, anchored yourself, and ready to catch that.
Always tough on those catches. And yes, someone in chat, Gilligan, pointing out the labels on the team, on blue team, spinach. There's another little remnant over from Pizza League, indeed. But no, make no mistake, they're not spinach, and you'll only see that on the windscreen anyways. But yes, this is in fact Instinct. Instinctual spinach, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, the two words go hand in hand. Spinach, instinct. I know exactly what we're talking about right now. And yeah, here it goes to be a close match right here in the. But they are not going to have any of it. They're going to clear that baby right as soon as they can. And yeah, it looks like he's going to take some control, even though there's nobody at the goal right now. I think that he should be taking an opportunity.
It's not very often, maybe just weary of the stacks and want to play that patient gameplay. That's just the judgment call he made. And now going off for the play. That's a great cross, right across. Yep. And it was a tough catch too. There was some mustard on that pass, but Kavichi found it.
And that's why they did what they did. They know exactly what they're doing, as I do not. Using the teamwork to their advantage. Of course, it's going to be impossible to stop those shots when you've got 3 different guys coming in your face and only 1 to 2 defenders. It's just not an even matchup.
It's tough to deal with, and look at that joust so quickly on the stack and taking it right back here over to B-Love in the tunnel. He has not an open goal. It's actually a defender just hiding behind the Geo. I almost got fooled by it, but they're still going to work on in with a pass nicely to Skyla up in the corner there, working from the side to the other side. B-Love now has a back pass option, but will opt for the forward one instead, and they will find it just as well. So, you know what? They pushed the pace, and that time it benefited greatly for them.
Yeah, Atlas Megacorp did a nice job of actually getting in the goal and keeping that pressure on the entire time right there. I think that they know that this is round, and it looks like their composure is going in the right direction. So let's see what they do right here.
So Kavichi takes that one, another fast boost, but this time just a single player coming through. Down to the corner pocket it'll go. There's a player there for Instinct. Zeus finds Link 1, and now Kavichi dispersing a little bit, offering the angles on the passing lanes. So off to the bow tie. He'll just kind of bide his time. You can see definitely the patience really at play as they go right across the way off that back. And just left his anchor. So Link 1, if he had stayed there, could have taken it back. So instead, it'll be a clear and a boost coming the opposite direction.
Yeah, and although they are getting those clears, unfortunately, the clears are very quickly turning over. Instinct is doing such a great job at keeping that disc control, but every single time they lose control, they're teaming up, They're turning around and they're getting right to that disc before anybody can even do anything with it. And although they've been doing great with control, the game is still just a 2-point game, so it can change so quickly.
And changing quickly is the possessions. We've seen this also develop for some of these teams tonight, just going back and forth in that one. That's going to be dangerously close. It won't go in, but you always got to clench a little bit like, ooh, you shudder, and now it'll flutter for the shot. Almost saved out of there, actually, but still 4-4 for these two teams.
Yeah, I was actually expecting Instinct to kind of turn around there and group up with each other, but they didn't. And that was, of course, obviously why Atlas was able to come away with those 2 points. They were just there by themselves, and that back shot, as we've already talked about, is just very hard to defend against, especially when you've got only one guy there in the goal.
Now rolling up here at the midline, taking it over. Actually, just another change of possession, so there goes the back and forth play once more.
Ooh, and he almost got that disc stolen from him right there. I don't think he saw those two defenders, the defender coming up behind him or below him, because wow, that was very, very close there.
Instead, it will be just another turnover here, so maybe, again, one of those times I mentioned that you want to, once you get the disc, find a back pass. Like right now, they have one available here for Atlas. I mean, right in the deep tunnel, now going to the midline. And just breathe for a second, breathe.
Yeah, there's no need to put in any kind of pressure right now. I mean, 4-4, it's anybody's game. They need to just take advantage.
What a save, though! Kavici! So I mentioned him earlier. It took him a while to come through with one of those great ones, but he's been doing that all season. Going in there, cannot make the first, and almost off the secondary bounce. It will not go in, so backing out.
Wow.
Quick stack. Instinct showing just that. Going for the pass to Link, and he will attack, and that's going to be the goal. 6-4.
2 points right there. Yeah, as you saw, those 3 points were 2 different times they looked like they were going to connect, but he wasn't able. But they kept pressure on in order to get that score right there, and they definitely deserve it. I mean, right now we've got Instinct here with 6 points on the board, and it looks like they're trying really hard to get this double second W. Let's see what happens next.
Absolutely, right now in position, but only by a thread. The 2-point game you mentioned, and yeah, great defense there. Always love it when great defensive plays can lead into strong offensive plays. It just makes you feel good as a team, like we did everything we were supposed to, and we were rewarded for it.
Yeah, and right now it's really going to be a matter of what they can do when they got the possession right now. I mean, this is the opportunity they've got, and I think that they know that. They're going to be taking their time, and here they go, getting close to the goal. Turnover.
Yeah, could not quite get it there, but turnover it will be, backing it out to Link 1, playing that goal for the back pass. And you did see that Atlas on that approach when they were on offense just now. They did try to move it up patiently, but then just kind of fell apart on that play. That is, a play fell apart at the last second on that last possession. So as a result, it will be a chance here for Instinct to go up by potentially a couple more points, maybe even 3 more points, depending on how they play this lane. But cut off here and taken back off the wall, and Spankladash will sling it to the opposite one.
Wow, Instinct is doing such a great job at redirecting themselves in midair. Right, that disc, and there they go. 2 more points on the board.
There's the redirection on that one. So quickly, the defense was off balance, trying to get back on it, but not enough time. So that is indeed the 4-point lead for Instinct. 3 minutes left.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get really, really important team to be on top of their game right now. Can go either way. Although we saw that last round was only 2 points, now they've got that 4-point lead, and I know for a fact that Atlas Megacorp, they are holding themselves, inside right now so tight because they need to do everything they can to get this victory with only 2 minutes left, or 2.5 minutes left in the game. This is going to be very intense.
You see up there's Zeus, who's holding on to the disc. I'm amazed that he did not lose it because he was juking around with a player attached. He was wearing him as clothes, basically. That's how tight the defense was, but they just could not get the punch or the grip on the disc. So as a result, it will just be right back on the attack here for Zeus and his comrades on Instinct, just dodging around.
Yeah, and I do got to say, I think that's pretty noticeable if anybody's watching it, that what's happening right now is just a lot of missed passes going over with Atlas Megacorp. They have the disc, and often they were in position like they were right there, but when they went to throw it low, they just missed some of these passes. So I'm not sure what exactly the problem is right there, if they're just not communicating correctly, or if people are just kind of jumping the gun because they're nervous, but certainly they're not as cohesive as Instinct is right now when it comes to just teaming up and being in the right spot.
Now trying to be on the right spot for the collection there, but it was just kind of a, forced clear. Actually, still will get to him, and that could have been a good opportunity for Atlas Megacorp. That one is being slapped aside, but no one on the barrier awaiting that one, so it will be another turnover into the hands of Instinct. And again, just finding themselves in full control now, it seems, whenever the disc even gets into this side, it doesn't stay here for very long now.
Right. 6-point game means it's only a 2-goal game, but they have to do something quick because with only a minute left to go, this is going to turn into I don't know. It's just not going to be working out right now for Atlas
Oh,
Megacorp.
almost in. Wow. That shot, I thought it was in, but it was not quite. We've seen 2 of those now in this game where it hit off the corner, right by that side wall, and then
It's really what they need right now. They need some kind of little miracle pass to go in there at this moment. With the time that we're going at the moment, Instinct seems to just be in control, and it doesn't seem to be changing at any time.
yeah, Instinct in distinct control. But right there, finding the control, Skyla. So 4-point game, but I mean, the time just not a lot to work with. It's not impossible, I think, but basically all you need is one good clear here even. I think the time would just not be on their side at this point. So really just tough luck on the second round, and for Instinct,
Yeah, as soon as
likely
I
going to
said
come away
that,
with it.
Instinct in control, it seemed like they almost kind of stopped and allowed that goal to happen because of
Oh,
exactly what you
hold
said.
on. Oh, that turnover was exactly what they needed. They don't get the shot quite quick enough, so that save
Oh,
that will seal it away. Oh, but almost the play they needed. That fast joust, a 3-man stack, forcing a turnover, and that almost bought them the opportunity that they needed.
yeah, Palidore, you're absolutely right. There was actually a really moment opportunity to do something. But of course, we do see the turnover now going into 2 points in the opposite direction. They had a chance there. I think it still would have been very difficult to do. But yeah, I mean, I think Instinct was not doing exactly what they thought they were doing on that last round. I don't think they expected to turn it over so quickly.
Yeah, could have been one of those epic comebacks in a match where you just get those last second thrillers, and there's been a couple of those today, to say the least. I'm feeling it a little bit here in my speech, but I'll be good. Don't worry. But I mean, yeah, for anyone in the chat who's tuned in to some of these matches throughout the day, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we've got Sela and Zeus are kind of standing out right now with 10 points apiece, doing the best that they can to kind of get their teams on top. But for Atlas Megacorp, they haven't been able to come up with the W, and for tonight, it looks like they're going to be the underdog for the rest of the champion, or for the rest of this, I guess, preseason tournament. Even so, they are all very, very talented players. Each and every one of them has been doing a lot, and as you've even said in previous casts, I mean, these guys have been working so hard, and they've come so far. I mean, they were talented before they started this preseason, and now after playing each other with these 4v4, it's incredible to see how quick that talent has just been exceedingly getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, and so this won't even be like on paper the technical upset here, because Instinct is currently in 12th place and Atlas in 10th. The MMR differential not that much. I mean, within 10 or so. So yeah, technically an upset on paper, but you know what? There's nothing surprising about these upsets because we've seen many of these happen over the last several weeks here at VRML. So it's not even surprising anymore. It's just the result of extremely great competition.
Yeah, and I mean, you even say that as far as how it's kind of an upset, and yeah, it's just amazing how these games can change. I mean, these players can play, 3 different times, and you'll see obviously them switching who's going to win. But you play a different day, a different time period. Just like any kind of a sport out there, it has a lot to do with how much you practice, but also it has a lot to do, a little bit with luck. Because I mean, we're playing this anti-gravity environment, and some of these disc bounces, sometimes they go your way, and sometimes they don't go your way. And it has a lot to do with just there's so many just little factors in here. That's kind of why I love this game. I mean, there's just so much going on, and there's just a lot of skill to be in that right position. So when you see these players, in the right spot, making these passes, making these catches, it's not easy. They're doing a lot of work to do this and make it look easy.
Completely true there, and that's the beauty of Echo Arena. Just like the beauty of most sports, really, with Echo Arena, with most sports and real life traditional sports, they're so simple on paper. It's like, okay, you got a disc or a ball or whatever it is, you got a goal object, you got teammates, and it's like you put the ball in the goal or the disc in the goal, but all the complexity comes from that team play. It comes from the variety in rollouts and in stacks here, and the speeds and the man-on-man defense, the zone defense. I mean, you name it. There's just a million different ways to play, and so even as simple as the concept of Echo Arena is, that's the beauty of it because no game is ever exactly the same.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
just like
That's
that
right.
dunk right there, he's going
Slam
for
dunk.
the insane one. All those moves, man.
Not a surprise to see Instinct on the board first. They kind of been doing that all day, but even so, it did take them a few minutes to get there. And I do think that Atlas Megacorp does have an opportunity here to show themselves, to show that, of course, they are serious. And I do think that they're going to have an opportunity here to put some points on the board. Instinct, of course, is not going to be laying down, though. They're not going to make it easy, as they've shown right now.
Oh, not at all. And over here, going to be taken by Spangladash. So on that note, they will have a chance to score it, and they will find it. So there goes Atlas first two on the rebuttal.
Textbook shot right there. I mean, get the goalie out of the area and slam it in there. I mean, we've seen a lot of these guys try to do some different things tonight. I think that they were trying to be a little cautious at the beginning, trying to stick together, and that didn't work out for them, unfortunately. So it does look like they're going back to a little bit more comfort gameplay. And sometimes what happens is after the stress is gone, after that nervousness is over, they seem to play a little bit better sometimes. So they've got nothing to lose right now. They just need to play their best and show what they're made of. Wow.
Yeah,
Almost had a long shot there going through the mail slot.
almost there. You can see Zeus on the ceiling there taking the disc, kind of baiting out the defender a little bit. I've noticed he does that from time to time. He'll take the disc and he'll just kind of bounce it, dribble it a little bit to bait the defense into coming at him. And well, right now going at the disc is Ashpool with Connemara a little bit nearby. Not too bad. Gets a light boost off of him. Some good zipper passing going on as they go in for the train. Okay, are we going for this one? Because I've seen it a few times from Atlas, but no, they're going to be dismissed by that defense.
Yeah, and in situations like that, it seems like, okay, but it's so difficult when you've got Instinct so quickly coming on a three-man train just to block them and be defensive. And there we saw just such a great clear by them right then, or right that moment.
And finding themselves with a disc as well, checking behind him just to make sure that he has some room to work with, and he does. So pass over, bouncing it to Zeus. He'll be upside down and get stunned right out. Back to Spangladash now for Atlas, and cleared, not quite through on that attempt, so it'll be contested heavily here and then taken by Connemara. Connemara to Kavici. One more lineup. The defense is off balance, so this is a good chance maybe for a goal, and they will find it as a result. There you go. Kavici 4-2 now for his team on Instinct.
That was a fantastic goal by him. He just had his patience the whole time. I kind of just was watching him actually with the camera, following it, and he just kind of seemed like he was steadily going for the goal the entire time and knew exactly what he wanted to do. So it does seem like they just kind of get to make a decision and go with it. They're feeling pretty in control right now, it looks like.
Yeah, right now with the 4 points and maybe looking off for another one, but no, it will be a stun. Spangladash resets out to Ashpool. And Ash looking into the tunnel area where he has Skyla, but Skyla will just be welcomed with a bunch of players with the punches, all coming at him at once with the fist of fury. Going in now in a hurry. Oh, there is a scurry from Connemara Chaos going with a sidewinding shot.
Yeah, I really got to say that was fun to watch. It was exciting, and they really textbook example of exactly what you want to do in Echo Arena, which is use teamwork, use your position to your advantage, and take the shot when it's open. And he did all of those things right there. I mean, they literally just showed everybody what to do right now.
Nothing else. He created that open shot with those sidewinding moves.
Yeah.
We mentioned, coming in here. Speaking of, but getting stunned in the process, so it'll be taken by Link 1 and slings it out. A clear going to find the hands of Zeus right back. But yes, a lot of players in Echo now really looking for to take advantage of those inverted plays where they go spinning into the goal just to throw off the defense. And that one, no defense at the goal, so he'll find it. And there's the 6-point lead for Instinct.
Yep, he did the bounce shot. He didn't need to, but he did it just to show, he understood what was going on.
Yeah.
I think that's just a testament to just, sticking with it, and eventually at the end of the day, you're going to get some points if you just keep trying hard enough. This is a game where you can honestly have a lot of different things go wrong, but a lot of things can go right if you just keep working hard at it as well. I mean, there is a method to the madness, and no doubt practice does make perfect.
Right. When you first come into this game, it could seem overwhelming. I know the skill ceiling, I've always said, is incredibly high. Even the skill floor, it's so much higher than you'd expect in any traditional game you get into, or where your skills, in shooter to shooter, it will translate. Oh, getting the shot though.
Oh, wow.
On that one, he will take it. Connemara. See ya, Tamara.
Yeah, that right there is, I think, Kanemaru just playing with the team. He was playing defense right there and had two different guys in front of him, but he just goes to show he's not afraid of that. Speed is very, very important in this game, and you can really surprise people if you're not careful. You can never be too careful in Echo Arena, and they certainly showed why.
Yeah, and speed, one of those things that does make that whole skill ceiling that much more intimidating sometimes to new players. It's understandable. Mobility is so huge in this game. But like as I was saying, the ceiling's so high, even the floor so high. And the scary thing is, I guarantee you, we are nowhere near reaching the skill ceiling, whether by team plays or individuals. We're so far off from where it's actually going to be, years from now. It's going to be amazing. And going in, just grazing the side of that pole, Zeus finds it for another 2 points. That's a 10-point advantage now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna have Atlas Megacorp coming out with a W, especially considering we only have a little bit over 2 minutes left right now. Still, I had a lot of fun watching them, and like I said, every single team's different perspective of how they play and kind of how they team up and what they do exactly. Not only that, but to see how they answer the solution of being scored on and what they try to do differently. So it's something that I think we all get to learn from each and every single week. And talking about the skill ceiling. Yeah, I think that this is one of the few games that actually has so many benefits because not only that, but your body size, the length of your arms, they can all be somewhat beneficial at the same time. You can also have bad things because of those. I see sometimes people performing, in ways that I can't even imagine. And so it has a lot to do with your skill set, but even more so when we're watching competitions like this, and here they go in the goal, wow, at least they got 2 more points on the board there. I just want to say, games like this, it certainly is something where the competition level is something that's always evolving, but more so when you're in a team-based area, it has a lot to do with cooperation because you can be very good by yourself, but if you're not a team player, you are not going to succeed in Echo Arena.
Could have said it better myself. And I just want to point out real quick on that last play, too. Kavichi looked like he was stunned. Still went for the headbutt and almost got the save. The goal went in anyway. But just speaking of his goalkeeping skills, like even when he has no hands, he uses his head. And like, he's so good at that. Going in there, Kanemaru, he'll be good with that. He's piling on some points tonight as well. 13 currently leading the way for Instinct. But absolutely, the team play is so important. And going back to some of our games earlier, like we had that Orbit game I mentioned and shouted out Gamer Boy a little bit because, to me, and that's why I was kind of, as much as I was sad for Kingo's a bit, getting denied that 4th spot, I was happy for Orbit in the sense that, you have a team obviously young and new to the competitive scene and just getting it done kind of as a team with a shockingly good team play that some people, like certainly me, did not expect to see from them. We knew they were talented individuals, but how good they were as a team going into this preseason has been nothing short of amazing, just like that save from Kavichi diving out and getting another one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have so much fun watching players do exactly what they do so well, and to see them perform. Right now, yeah, we're seeing defense right there up until the end of the game, right there from Instinct. Wow. Congratulations to Instinct for coming out with the W. All 3 rounds going to them. But of course, Atlas Megacorp, they did such a great job of just being competitors and trying the entire time. I didn't see anybody give up, which is always important.
Oh yeah, always, always. And at this level of competition, it's going to be a rare thing. I know we tend to get that third game-itis, as Sputnik coined it, and pretty accurately, but sometimes, when a team wins 2 and then the 3rd round it's a little bit more lax. But you know what? It might happen in spurts from time to time, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's so competitive. You see how much work over the months that all these teams have put in. It's obvious in all their play and the things that we're seeing the last 6 weeks. And they want to win. They want to come in and compete. They want to get out of these games and be sweating. They want to have the adrenaline rushing through their system. And just the same, when that happens, and it happens quite often, that's why we're here as casters to enjoy it. It's just amazing to watch the skill level, the athleticism, the coordination, the team play, all of it fantastic, and that's why Echo is the best.
That's right. And of course, to end this one off, as I said before, congratulations to Instinct. 3 out of the 4 players were in double digits with the points. Every single one of the players had 3 assists. They were all doing their part. I think that goes to show that, they have a very good team overall. Not one of them was standing out too much, which is what you don't, as we said, you need to be a team player. And every single one of them did their part, had some good stats to put on the board. And of course, you know, when you look at the end of the day, although the possession was very, very clearly close, once again, shots taken always is going to show the more offensive team, the team that's more likely to win. And there we go, 31 shots taken there from Instinct. And of course, they're going to be going home with the W tonight.
Yeah, so like you said, congrats to them. Congrats to all our qualified teams on both sides of the ocean. Looking forward to tomorrow's matches. I mean, need to get some sleep, need to get some food, and I'm going to come into tomorrow energized. I know the rest of us will be, both from the players and the crew's end. Going to be a fun watch. So for everyone who's tuned in and will be tuning in, thank you so much for doing so. We're going to get you some amazing games tomorrow. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
And when I say that, usually it's accurate.
Quick shout out to the guys in chat, QL Young, Rad Rumba for helping with the stream there. Very helpful. Love you guys for that. Thank you so much.
I assume you were unmuted for that, yes? Good. Okay, now he's muted again. No, exactly what Dimwi
And
said
wait,
there.
I definitely want to say, you know, from the preseason, as I said before, you know, RealityCheckVR here speaking, I just got in this thing. I've been, you know, doing matches here and there. You guys definitely all take a moment to reach out to the guys that are casting, the guys that have been casting all preseason, and say thanks to them. Palidore, big thanks to you. SirDimwi, you guys are excellent in what you guys have been doing and the passion that you put into it. I, for one, want to say thank you for my perspective as being somebody who's in the community, as well as now who gets to be standing by your side. So definitely everybody in chat, you know, reach out to these guys, tell them thank you. I'm so excited to see what you guys are doing. And yeah, for the actual season to start, man, we've got so much good stuff to look forward to. These games are amazing.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
Just to echo, pun intended, what you're saying there, though, it just, yeah, the team play. That's kind of how this all formed along, right? It was always a community effort. As far as VR Master League goes, it's just the, I suppose the kind of the part that brought us together here. But it's not like, this is not where the community came from. It's a result of the community. So even for the casters or the cameramen or you know, anyone else involved, the moderators, the admins, doesn't matter. The point is, it's all been a collective effort, and this is just kind of one stop along the way in what's been 2.5 years of community efforts from this entire community. Doesn't matter whether it's Pizza League, whether it's Saturday night or Friday night activities league for Dimwi, Echo Grand Prix. I mean, there's been, you know, Kebab League, and a shout out to the community Twitch from Europe. Had Tutorial Bot and Malaran for a lot of last season doing the work. I mean, point is, this has been a long time thing, and it's not starting here, but it's certainly not ending here either. We're going to find ourselves with a really bright future, from community to league to beyond, and I'm excited to see it all unfold.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing you all in the arena here very soon, and seeing some of you when I'm playing in my free time, because I know a lot of us like to play in our free time. So definitely be seeing you guys very shortly. For me, RealityCheckVR, I'm out for tonight. I'll see you guys in some future matches.
Yeah, you've got some salsa to make. And for me,
Right.
I've been Palidore and SirDimwi on the cameras, doing some good work there. We appreciate you. You know, missteps or not, believe me, I've had a bunch of them this season.